everybody. It's Spooky Friday the 13th, and guess who accidentally pulled out his pick line today and had to spend the night in the emergency room? It's me, Adam Shenevert. Hi, everybody. Okay, listen, I'm going to show you guys this. I don't want anybody yelling at me in the comments about how ridiculous I am. Not going to happen. I'm going to show you how to package and wrap the perfect gift. This is a gumbo bowl I got for a friend of mine. It's way too small to eat gumbo out of, but I guess you could use it as a coffee cup. She's going to use it as display because she doesn't know how to cook or do anything that normal people know how to do. And I hate that I'm using this box. I really do, but it's the right size that I need. It's sturdy. I don't want to have anything break, so get a sturdy box. I would prefer one that wasn't an old Amazon box for Liberty Mutual, but whatever. I'm starting out with 2 pieces of tissue paper down on the table, and now I'm just going to fold up a third and put it in the inside for a little bit of cushion. And of course, if you're wrapping anything besides a mug, you just have to apply the same kind of principles to make sure everything's wrapped nice and neat. Turning it upside down, the first piece of paper I'm just going to fold over. And this is excessive. I know this is excessive. This is just how I do things. And now with this one, I'm going to fold every couple of inches here to kind of pleat it up. See how I'm doing that? And then I'm going to take a piece of tape it, and then cut off the excess. And you're not going to see me use a lot of tape in this, just because that's not how to do it. So now, if you were shipping this, the way I package it, you could ship this just like it is in the box. Because it's going to be very sturdy, but I want it to be sturdy under my tray too. So it's going in there with some wrapping paper. This is moving paper from Walmart. It's all crinkled up. I don't mind that because it's going to get crinkled up inside the box anyway. So I have it a piece in the bottom, and it's like kind of in on one side and more out on the other side. Like on the left side, it's only out about a third, and the rest of it is on the other side because I want to fold over the short end and then fold the longer end over and tuck it in. And I'm just using my bone folder to get it all stuck down there. And now this is my test. If I can turn it over, throw it around, nothing falls out, I consider that well packed. If you had to ship it. I'm not shipping this, she's coming to my house to get it, but it's still nice to have it packaged nicely inside of there. Now I'm going to go in with the tape again. And I am only using this to tape down the sides, leaving the middle open, so when she goes to open it, she doesn't have to wrestle with a lot of tape because nobody likes that. So put some on each corner, and then you can see right here that you can get it in there, pull it right open, and you have a present. That's how I would package. Anything kind of breakable, anything that I just want really secure, and it's in there. It's not moving, it's not shaking, it's not doing anything. Now I'm wrapping another present here that is very fancy for a 10-year-old. And I'm showing you the different papers I'm using this year. This is 3 weights. The black and white one is super heavy, super heavy duty. The craft color one with the polka dots is a medium weight, and the shiny one with the polka dots is a lightweight. The stripe on the heavyweight paper makes it extremely difficult to wrap presents with any kind of imprecision because the stripes are going to go sideways. It's going to be hard to see. Even with the polka dots, that's really a lot of pattern for you to have to line up to make something that looks really, really nice. But it can be done. It can be done with the stripes too, because I've done it on my other presents. It's just, it's harder to do with the more pattern you have, the more consistent pattern you have. So to get the length that you need, the width, I am measuring the top of the box, which is 10 inches. The sides are 2.5. So I know I need 15 inches of paper. You can go all the way to the edges. I'm just shy of coming up the edges because I want just a little bit of open space. And I leave it a little bit shorter on one end and the right side on the other end so I can show you how to do both, depending on how you want to do it. I don't actually measure my paper. I throw the present down, I eyeball it. If you want to measure it, if you have a present that's that important, go for it. But you don't have to do that. And because I want to make sure this pattern is straight on here, I am lining this up with this line on the box. I can line it up with the edge of the box. You can line it up with something that's printed on the box like I am. Whatever you need to do to make sure that that paper is as straight as it can be on the present. And putting down some tape again, only using tape here because it's not going to be shown. It's going to be covered up by the rest of the wrapping. And now I'm just checking. Yep, that's pretty much even all the way down. I don't actually check this much when I'm wrapping presents. I'm just showing you. You know, this is how you would do it. Got my glue gun ready. But every time I make a fold, I'm going to want to go in with my bone folder and just kind of press in that crease. It just makes for sharp corners. You ever see when you, like, if you're wrapping presents and you have that, like, rounded over corner because the paper's not tight? If you can do this, you can use a bone folder, you can use an ink pen that doesn't have any ink in it, one that's worn out. You can use your thumbnail, like I'm doing right now. Just get it on there and just crease that, and it makes for a better finish on the present. And now another thing that I don't like is raw edges. So I'm going to take this, and normally if this present wasn't so long, I would fold it in and then just fold it up. Fold it all the way to the present and then fold that whole piece over. But because this is taking up so much of the paper, because it's a bigger box, I'm going to fold in just a little bit, and I'm using the pattern to help me keep it straight. You know, I'm folding just on the edge of those dots. But if you don't have a pattern that you can fold like that, like if you have, you know, just an all-over pattern that's not even like this, you know, say you have, like, I don't know, snowman on there, whatever, you know, whatever you're doing. You can just go in and make a pretty straight crease. It doesn't have to be perfect because at this point everything's going to be pulled tight, and if this line on the back isn't perfect, it's not going to be the end of the world. So I'm creasing everything again, and I'm completely wrapped around here. And when I glue this down, you're going to see me pull really hard to the right. See how I'm pulling it? I'm pulling it there and holding it down, because that'll take out any little wobble you have in the paper. And if you've made sure everything is centered and straight and everything's nice and even, you're not going to have a problem. But if you do, you can kind of manipulate the paper a little bit. I mean, it's not fabric. It's not going to, like, go on the bias or anything, but you can manipulate it a little. And I use the hot glue because I don't want any visible tape on the outside. That's just me. It's over the top. It's unnecessary. I do not wrap every present like this. I wrap special presents. And not that this crystal growing kit is a special present, but, you know, it was an easy one to wrap to show you guys what I was doing. So now, see, we're tight all the way around. Now we're going to deal with the sides. And I always start with the back up, and I am folding in these ends on the corners. I just lost my train of thought completely right there. I'm making these little triangle pieces here, and they match up with the box. Fold them in as far as they can go, and then, you know, crease them, and you have nice sharp creases right there. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now see, there's a little bit of extra paper on here because I didn't measure, you know, I wasn't going to sit there and measure 15 inches of paper and make sure it was perfectly centered. Like, that's a bit much even for me. And when I wrap the sides, I always want everything going towards the back. So the bottom is the front of the present, and this is the back. And so my tabs are going to go down, and then the front tabs are going to go towards the back. And I'm just putting a little bit of extra glue right there to hold it. You could use tape right here, but I mean, it's easier with the glue gun. For me, at least. Even though I hate the glue gun. Y'all know how I feel about the glue gun. And yeah, I am very well aware that this is a lot. Like, you don't have to tell me, I know. But it's something I enjoy doing. And again, I don't do it for every present. I do use glue for every present, but I'm not usually this precise with everything. But if I'm giving something to someone that I've made, or something that I've found it and I've put a lot of thought into it, like, I want the gift to be presented as a whole, like, not just what's inside. I want to give you something beautiful, so it's beautiful from as soon as you see it. You're like, wow, that's really beautiful. And then when you open it up, you're like, oh, and I also get this present that I love. It just shows that you put some more thought into things than just throwing something in a bag. So yeah, that's all nice and neat. Now we're going to do the other side the exact same way. You can see there's a little bit of rippling on the paper there, but once we start pulling, it's going to come right out. So folding these in and making the triangles, creasing everything, creasing here and here. This makes a world of difference, like you wouldn't believe. Like wrap a present you normally would and then wrap another one and make sure you crease everything first. You will have the sharpest corners. So see, I pulled that, pushing it down, and those little ripples in the paper come right out. Now this one is finished to the exact height, like when I fold this up right here. Of course I don't do it. If I had folded it up, the raw edge would have met the edge of the box, but I folded it in to the box and then folded it up so I don't have a raw edge. And that's what I prefer. Like there was nothing wrong with the other side. It's just, you know, this is a little neater, I guess. But I mean, you can see there, it's the exact same thing. You wouldn't know that one was shorter and one was longer. So there is a really pretty good wrapped present. Pretty happy with that one. And now to finish it up, because I always like to, like if I'm giving somebody, like my friend Michelle, she's got a couple of presents. And if I give her something, I'm going to take all her presents and put them together and usually like tie them together or, you know, attach them together some kind of way. And I want at least one of the presents, probably the top one in a stack, to look really nice. So I'll go ahead and add some, you know, additional adornment to this one. Jackson, who is getting this present, he is not going to care one bit that there's fancy glittered ribbon on here. He's not going to care how sharp the corners are, but I'm just showing you because this is one that needed to get wrapped anyway. And I never put the ribbon directly in the middle. I always do it off the side. I just think it looks a little bit more interesting. And I never do like, you know, the crisscross thing. And I just wrote his name on the back because I don't like gift tags, personal. If you do like gift tags, you could definitely put them on there. You can get gift tags and put them on the back. I have to think about like, how are these presents going to look under my tree? And I want it to all look very, you know, very magazine, very showcase, you know, just really nice. And I got some glue on the front here. Let it cool a little bit, and I just kind of brush it off. That's not going to work with like a craft paper or a matte paper, but with this kind of shiny paper, it just rolls right off. And now I'm going to cover up this little sprig. This is from a pick from Michael's. You could get the 98-cent ones from Walmart and just take them all apart because you just need like one little sprig. And I'm adding some pine cones on there to cover up where the glue is. And that's my presents for this year. All of them kind of look like this. They just had different paper. I am really happy with the way that came out. So yeah, give it a try. You know, maybe not on every present, but maybe, you know, if there's a special someone or, you know, your mom or you make, you know, whatever it is. Just, you know, it's nice to put a little extra thought into it. And that's what I like doing about Christmas. Doing around Christmas, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching. I will be back on Wednesday with something else. And, yeah. I'll see you guys then. Bye.